I'm going to put together a little video here. I had to modify some jack posts that go in a house to support beams like in a basement. Um, I've got a friend, he's a carpenter, he builds houses, has his own business. Um, he needed some jack posts for a job that he was doing. He's putting some modular homes in, and they need jack posts in the basement to help support the modular sections. So um, he asked me yesterday if I could go down and pick these up and modify them for him. So yeah, I told him, yeah, that's not a problem. I could do that. I had some time, and I go down and pick them up and modify them. So there was 23 of them. Had to go down, pick up 23 jack posts, and pick up plate steel to modify it, weld on the end of it. That's what the specs called for. They called for a piece of 1/4 inch plate steel, 4 by 8 inches long, um, to be welded onto it. So I went down, picked him up, and brought him back. Um, Cut one of the plates out on the bandsaw to tack it up. Well, not to tack it up, kind of stitch welded it. I put 2 beads on, or 2 1-inch beads on each side of it, and took a picture of it and sent it to him just to make sure that that was good enough for him, that it didn't have to be welded out all the way. He texted me back and said that that was fine. And so I started cutting the plates. About a third of the way through cutting the plates on the bandsaw blade broke, which wasn't a real big issue because I had another one. So I went to put the bandsaw blade on, and it wouldn't fit. And I got the blade when I bought the bandsaw. The bandsaw was used when I bought it. I bought it from a guy, and there was a bunch of extra blades in it. And this was the last one, and I went to put it on, and it wouldn't fit. It was too short. So I called him up, my friend up, and told him that the bandsaw blade had broke, that I had ordered some new ones. And when did he need these posts by? And he says, well, I need them in the morning, first thing in the morning. Now, I gone down, picked him up, brought him back. It was around noon. Started cutting him out. It was probably 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon when he tells me I need him first thing in the morning. So I says, well, I don't have another bandsaw. How about if I torch cut them? I mean, is that going to be suitable? And he says, yeah, as long as it's cleaned up pretty good. So that's what I did. Torch cut them, ground them down, and sanded them off, and put them on. So here's going to be a little video of just me doing these modifications to the jack posts. I did shoot some footage that didn't come out. I don't know what happened. The camera kept turning off for some reason, but there was some close-ups that I did of when I torch cut it. I always use a straight edge piece of angle iron. In this case, it was a piece of channel iron. I'll put it on there and use that for the torch guide to cut it so that you get a really straight cut. But they came out really pretty good for being torch cut. So probably the first part you're going to see is the jack post laying on the floor after I brought them back. These are some jack supports. It's actually 23 of them. What I'm doing is going to be welding a plate on the top, the swivel top. The guy needs a bigger plate welded on it. It's actually a piece of flat stock, 1/4 inch, 4 inches wide, 8 inches long. So it's just a little project that I've got going, doing it actually for a favor for a guy. Cutting some of the the flat stock. Just cutting it in 8-inch strips. There's two pieces. I've got them clamped together in the saw, just so that they stay even. But what I'll do is I'll show you. I'll shoot some video of me welding it out. It's really no big deal. After they get sanded off, or after they get cut off, I take them over to the sander and sand them. So I'll shoot a little video of the entire process. Not the entire process of all of them, just the process of making them. I'll take you over and I'll show you running up the pole. There you go. Just got to do a little prep work on this. Just sand off the edges, get the paint off of it. Bring it back. The blade on my bandsaw broke. Try to get it back on. Sometimes you just gotta step away from it for a couple of minutes to get unaggravated. Just figured I'd shoot a little shot. This is where I actually ended up torch cutting. No, that's not one of them. Here's one of them. This is where I actually ended up torch cutting it because bandsaw blade broke. And I thought I had a replacement, but that blade turned out to be a little too short. I had gotten it originally with a bandsaw in a box, and kind of had thought, I had a spare one in case one did break, but I didn't have it. So, anyways, I'll bring it back. I kind of got aggravated. It was pretty warm yesterday, like 90 degrees, and was welding in the shop in the afternoon, kind of when, the shop accumulates the most heat. So I left probably around 5:30 and decided I would come in at 5 o'clock this morning because he needed them right away. So that's exactly what I did. I came in at 5 o'clock this morning and finished them up so that he could have them. So he picked up most of them, couldn't carry them all in his truck, so he left probably 5, 6, I don't know how many are out there in the parking lot. But he's coming back in like half an hour and picking the rest of them up. So job's done, completed.